In the heart of southern Africa, long before Zimbabwe became a nation, a woman rose to lead her people against the might of the British Empire. Her name was Nehanda Charwe Nyakasikana, the spirit medium, the warrior, the mother of resistance. Her story is not just one of rebellion, but of prophecy, faith, and unbreakable spirit. To understand Nehanda, we must first understand the spirit she carried. She was believed to be the medium of Mbuya Nehanda, the ancestral spirit of the Shona people, a spirit tied to the land, the rivers, and the heartbeat of the ancestors. Born around 1840, Charwe Nyakasikana lived in Mazawe, in what is now northern Zimbabwe. She was a respected spiritual leader, healer, and guide. People came to her seeking blessings, wisdom, and answers from the ancestors. But the peace of the land was shattered when the British South Africa Company, led by Cecil Rhodes, invaded. They wanted land, cattle, and control. And for the Shona and Ndebele people, this meant one thing: resistance. By 1896, the air was thick with anger and grief. The people had lost their land. Taxes and forced labor were breaking families apart. And then Nehanda's voice echoed through the valleys. She prophesied that the ancestors demanded resistance, that the time to fight had come. Alongside other spiritual leaders like Sekuru Kaguvi, Mlimo, and Chamanuka, she became a symbol of unity and defiance. The uprising that followed, known as the First Chimurenga, or War of Liberation, spread across Zimbabwe like wildfire. With limited weapons but hearts full of courage, the Shona and Ndebele warriors took on the British forces. They fought for their land, their cattle, and their spirit. Even as the British brought machine guns and soldiers, the people believed that Nehanda's spirit would protect them. She became more than a leader. She was a voice of divine justice. But every rebellion has its price. By 1897, the uprising had been crushed. The British forces captured Nehanda and Kaguvi. She was accused of ordering the killing of a brutal British officer named Henry Pollard, who had tormented her people. For that, she was sentenced to death by hanging. Pause for effect, 2 seconds. But even in chains, she never begged. She never broke. In her final days, she told her captors, "Mafupa angu achamuka," my bones will rise again. Those words became a prophecy and a warning. When she was executed in 1898, the earth mourned, but her spirit did not die. Decades later, her prophecy came true. In the 1960s and 70s, the people of Zimbabwe rose again in the Second Chimurenga, the war for independence. Freedom fighters carried her name as a symbol of courage. They called themselves Vana Nehanda, the children of Nehanda. Her words, "My bones will rise again," became a rallying cry for liberation. And when Zimbabwe finally gained independence in 1980, her spirit was honored as one of the mothers of the revolution. Today, statues, schools, and songs keep her memory alive. But more importantly, her defiance, her faith, and her prophecy continue to inspire. Nehanda Charwe Nyakasikana was more than a woman. She was the voice of the ancestors, a symbol of African resilience, and a reminder that no empire can silence a people's spirit. Her courage teaches us that true power lies not in weapons, but in belief. Belief in justice, belief in freedom, belief in the power of the people to rise again and again. Today, as we remember her, we are reminded that every generation must fight its own chimurenga, whether against injustice, poverty, or oppression. And like Nehanda, we must never bow to fear. This was the story of Nehanda Charwe Nyakasikana, the woman whose bones rose again through a nation's freedom. Her spirit still walks the land, and her courage still calls to us all. Mafupa angu achamuka, my bones shall rise again. If you enjoyed this story of an African hero, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because the spirit of Africa still lives on.